Trading diary, April 10. It's late. I had a busy day, but I've been waiting to do this, so we're going to do it. Come here, dog. Come up here. Yes. So April so far is off to a fine start. It's April 10. I'm up about $5,000, which covers my living expense. We're 10 days in. It's the best month I've had in a long time. We're up 5R. I've been risking $1,000. I'm up. My win percentage is like 65%, which is quite good, considering I have taken a trade every day on average. More than a trade every day, I think. Funding challenge is going good for True Forex funds. I'm at 212,000. Roughly, I need to get to 216,000. FTMO challenge not going as well. I'm down 3,000. I'm at 197, and I need to get to 220. But I have until I have until sometime in May to do that. So goals are good. We're doing good. However, I'm making the same trading error. From my count, I've made 3 obvious errors this month, and it's the same error. So I'm going to explore possible solutions for it. So before we get into what the error is, I want to look at what my system is, so my error makes sense. So my system is essentially if BTC and ETH signal same direction, same day, enter at market, with stop loss at previous day low high, and exit when either BTC or ETH signal reverse on daily, and signal equals close above previous day high, or low, or close above low after sweeping below. I'm not going to write it out full logic, but so the 3 possible combinations for long are, and it's a little more than this. I'm looking at the weekly chart as well, and I'm considering liquidity, and I'm considering how the candle looks, if it changed color, how big the wick is, the candle body itself. And I may be using retracement entries depending on how it works, but if both Bitcoin and ETH hold a breakout, that is a possible long trigger. I don't like to do it if it's very extended. Like if it's huge green candle, I prefer to wait, but there could be a good trade there anyways. I just don't prefer that. If Bitcoin is holding a breakout and ETH swept the lows, both are in agreement for longs. If ETH swept the lows and if Bitcoin swept the lows and ETH's holding a breakout, that's also a long. Using ETH BTC chart, dominance charts, and also just looking at the charts, whichever one is showing relative strength, I would long that one. Whichever one is showing relative weakness, I'd short that one. If it's unclear, I might short both. I might long both, especially if I think it's a high probability setup. This is an extremely solid entry signal. It's super good. When Bitcoin and ETH are in agreement, it suggests that both of them will move together. And if both of them will move together, it's much more likely to be a strong move or a lasting move or a trend. So yeah, this system is working great. I'm up 5R on the month, 10 days in. I'm happy. However, I'm making a key mistake here. So first off, this is back tested, and it's back tested off the daily close. It's very important. The daily close, for whatever reason, gives an extremely strong signal. Waiting for that confirmation of the daily close. If the daily closes in a certain way, you have a lot of information about how the next day is going to play out. So you have to wait for that close. So here's where I've been going wrong. The error that I've been making. So, when is the daily close? The daily close is at 2 p.m. So actually I'm going to move this down because I need ideas here. 2 p.m. daily close. In theory, this is when I should enter my orders, right? For that system, this is when I should be entering my orders, right? In practice, I would like to have a flexible life where I could enter at 3, I could enter at 1, I could enter at noon and log off and be done for the day. So the problem that I've had 3 straight days in a row, not 3 straight days, almost Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I didn't have this error on Friday or Saturday, but I took an action at 10:45. And in all 3 cases, I thought at the moment that I took the trade, if the candle had closed that way, it would have been a good trade or a good action. But the candle did not close that way because a lot of volatility came in the next couple hours, and the signal was way different from what I thought. So, 3 examples. The first one is the previous day ETH candle looked like this, and the current day ETH candle looked like this. That looks like a pretty good long to me at 10:45, right? And Bitcoin was also showing long. It was a nice sweep, but into the close, ETH dumped like this. Now I'm in a long that I wouldn't otherwise take, and it's a losing long, right? So I took that at 10:45. Now, the other one was Bitcoin. There was a high right here, and there was a high right here. Right? We had equal highs. Price was ranging in between, and the current day's candle looked like this. We swept the highs and came back in. That's a short signal at 10:45. But after I entered, and the daily closed like this, that is a long signal. And I did take that long signal, and it was a winner. Now, once again, I made the same error today, and I don't know why it's happening at 10:45. I have an idea. I'm going to get into that. But Bitcoin, we had an old range high right over here. Prices ranging in between. Same thing. And ETH was doing something similar, where we have a big green candle, and we took out the high and we're under it. And price looks like this. This is, if not a short, it's for sure a cover long at the daily close, but it's 10:45. And guess what happened at noon? We just blasted through, and then the candle looks like this. And that's not a close long. That's not a close long. That's not a short. Right. So, in the case of these 3 errors, how much did it cost me? It cost me several R on the losers, and it cost me several R on the winners. I would have passed my funding challenge today if I had simply waited until the daily close. And I could have closed up here, and my funding challenge is at a win. So, here's what's interesting. So, if the daily close is at 2 p.m. and I'm supposed to trade that, when should I start my work on Bitcoin and ETH? It doesn't take that long. If I'm not supposed to trade until, say, at least noon, ideally 1 or later. Why am I even sitting on the computer at 10:45 looking at the chart, right? I'm setting myself up for failure. I could say I need to have more discipline to not take a trade, but why am I setting myself up to need discipline? Why am I sitting there from 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5 hours, and I'm supposed to do nothing and wait and watch when it's a day and I want to do something and I want to be stimulated? It's just setting me up to lose. Now, in theory, what I want to do is I want to do my preliminary work early, say 9:30 and 10, to set up for the daily close, because I don't want to start at noon. I'm going to be sharpest in the morning. I am sharpest in the morning. I'm not sharpest after lunch, right? So I want to use that morning vigor. And I want to use that morning vigor to be, if the candle closes like this, I can do this. If the candle closes like that, I can do that. But I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the daily candle, and the daily candle is giving me a signal, but it hasn't closed, right? So there's a couple ideas that I have. But in theory, I want to do my preliminary work in the morning, 9:30, 10:30, and then come back for the close. Based on what happened, follow my morning's plans. So there's two different options about what I can do in between, right? But it does not make sense for me to sit there on the computer during that entire time. That sets me up for some kind of failure, right? So the problem is what I'm doing with my time here, right? The error of taking bad trades at 10:45 is caused by me sitting there at 10:45, being in a position to take trades when I'm not supposed to, right? Setting myself up to lose. So, a couple possible solutions. So the first solution is at 11 is the Forex close, and the stock market close. Okay, I can trade USD pairs using Confluence in the same way, where I need GBP, Euro, and AUD to be signaling the same thing. That would give me, it's appropriate for me to enter a trade at 10:45 for this. And then once that's done, I can be distracted by that, I can focus on that, and then I can wait for the crypto close. This is one idea, and I think this is a reason why it's happening at 10:45. It's so interesting, right? It's so interesting that it's happening at 10:45. It's unconscious. Well, it is habitual, because the past couple weeks, end of March and mid-March and early April, actually for a lot of March, I traded the euro and I traded the stock market indices here and there, and I was putting in trades at 10:45. But in April, after April 1st, I decided I'm going to focus just on Bitcoin and ETH right now. But I still have that habit of putting in orders at 10:45. So one of my solutions is possibly, if I'm going to be on the charts at this time, work on Forex and index, focus on that until 11, and then from 11 make my plans on crypto. And 11, it gives me a couple hours, 11, 12, 1. And what I like about this plan is it's giving me sufficient time to get screen time, because as much as I don't want to watch the screen, I actually enjoy watching the screen, but I think it's bad for trading because it's easy to be compelled to do something when you shouldn't. If I'm just trading 2 hours a day, I don't know that it's enough. It might be. What I know about getting good at anything is just doing it consistently goes a really long way. If you do something for 2 hours every day, you can get very good at something. Especially if at one point you did 10 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 10 hours a day, every single day. And then you go to 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day. You're going to remain very good and continue to get better. So it might be enough. But this way I can, this is one way to solve this problem. Now, A reason that it makes sense to trade Forex is I want I want to be able to pass these funding challenges easily. I want to pass these funding challenges easily because they give you a lot of security. If you can pass a funding challenge easily, you can make something from nothing. I could lose all the money that I have, and if I can pass a funding challenge, I get capital back and I can trade with, and I can make an income from that. And so I always want to be able to pass challenges easily. I really, really like that. These FTMO swing challenge, I'm only doing swing. I'm not doing intraday. It's not my strength. It's not the lifestyle that I want. So for these daily chart swing trades, they don't give you any leverage on crypto. So if I have no leverage on Bitcoin and I have a 1% stop, I could go all in with my whole stack and I can only risk 1%. And risking 1% on a live account, not being able to risk more than 1% on a live account is fine. But not being able to risk more than 1% on a challenge is not fine, because if it's coming into the last week and you're in drawdown and you have to grow 10%, trying to get 10R the hard way is not as good as if you could risk 3% or 4%, or even on the final day, risking 5% on one trade, because you're going to fail anyways if you don't get this win. So they offer you leverage for Forex. So that's a way, if it gets late in the challenge and I'm not passing the challenge, to give me a chance to pass the challenge on one trade. So that's a reason for me to practice Forex. Also, just in case something happens with Bitcoin and ETH, just being more skilled and being a better trader. So the other possibility, though, and that's what I'm going to do some of the time, is 9:30. So here's the other idea: is 10. So let's say 10:30 to 12. Something exciting. So if I don't need to trade and I shouldn't trade, like, I can do something entirely different with my life. Now, it should be low stress, because and it's only a couple hours, an hour and a half maybe. I'm going to do 12 to 1 is going to be my lunch, or say this is typical, 12:30 to 1:30 is lunch. Then I put in my orders, right? And 8 o'clock, I walk the dog, journal, affirmations, I work out, I lift weights. So the idea with doing something exciting is, well, let me find something. A lot of reasons, like I don't want to live my life just staring at the chart. I want to have a fun life. I want to do something exciting. I want to do something fun. I want to do something that's stimulating, that I'm not going to think about trading. I'm not going to be focused on trading, and is going to help pass the time and let me wait. Now, what can I do that's exciting from 10:30 to 12, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where I live? So most people are at work. I don't see commuting to work and working somewhere for an hour and a half as a viable thing. That doesn't really seem like the solution. Although some days, actually, I'm going to be doing school tours here and there. Some days that will help. Now, other options. So during surf season, there's surf. The problem is, where I live, there isn't surf year round. It's typically only maybe 3 months of the year. So, and right now is not surf season. But I can drive 15 minutes and surf Miley Point. Maybe if my car wants to park right. That's such a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. But so I could surf, like where I live, I could go snorkel. I could walk out the door and go snorkeling. I like that. I could go to the gym. I could get a massage. What else could I do? I could paddleboard with the dog. I could go on a bike ride. I could walk the dog. I could do an extended stretch, like really work on my body. Extended stretch and maybe work out, like self-massage. I could do something totally different, like creative, like writing a book or coaching, YouTube, what else? Creative project, blog. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I kind of want to settle into a routine. I might be okay with trading Forex too, but it's possible that I can do that in a short period of time. Like I can break from 11 to, I do all my preliminary work, then break from 11 to 12 or 11 to 12:30. But there's a lot of natural beauty that I'm not enjoying, that I'm sitting in here. I could go to my garden. I've been neglecting my garden. Hour and a half. It adds 30 minutes of driving, but yeah. This is 10:45, 11:30. I cannot be sitting here staring at the Bitcoin chart. I need to do something else. I need to trade Forex and or do this. And I can trade Forex just in FTMO and in paper trading. I kind of like focusing on paper trading. I also like the idea of my FTMO account. If I just trade Forex and only that one account, it gives me an uncorrelated account. So like, say that I have funding from FTMO and True Forex funds and I pass both. If I trade the same trades on both, there's a greater risk they both blow up. I could trade one at a time. But if I have two different strategies that I trade on each, I think that would be better and give me more security. So that would be trading trading a Forex strategy on FTMO and my Bitcoin ETH strategy. And the Forex strategy is almost the same. It needs some work, but it's almost the same. Yeah. So tomorrow, what is my plan for tomorrow? I don't know. I'm going to put this up here and I'm going to ideally, I think tomorrow I want to try to go snorkeling out here. Like I live right here and I never do it. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to do my prelim work, trade Forex, and log off and go snorkeling, and then wait to enter, and then if I have a trade, trade it. If I don't, don't. But a solution to watching the live price chart, it's very stimulating, it's addictive, it's very interesting. Well, the best way to beat that is to find something else that's really stimulating or interesting. And it should be one of these fun activities that I can get outside of the house and enjoy my life. So that's the game plan. Hope you found that useful or helpful. But regardless of these errors, I'm grateful to where I am. Right now, it's very low stress, and I feel like I'm winning. And I am having a winning month, and just continuing to try to get better month by month. And I like my process. I'm happy, but I need to follow it. And yeah, it's funny how habits work. Like I'm in the habit of putting in Forex orders at 10:45, and then my body is putting in crypto orders at 10:45 a.m. It's so funny. Okay, but I diagnosed it. All right, much love, peace. Let's get it.